Okay, here we go. Today is day 51 of this little experiment. It is March 4th, 2010, and this is the second half of the process. I am now halfway through. I am effectively going downhill for the next 50 days. Went to the gym and tried to change things up a little bit. When I was making my catch-up video, I had mentioned the influence that Sotalol, my heart medication, has on my metabolism. The fact that it's very, very hard when I'm working out in the gym to get my heart rate accelerated. So I did 30 minutes at 4 miles an hour this time and was kind of monitoring my heart rate as I was going through and noticed that it only got to about 130 at the very end. Usually it was about 115, 118 up until about 25 minutes. Then it got up to 130. So for the second one, I decided instead of trying to push for 30 minutes at 4 miles an hour, I wanted to experiment with doing micro sprints. Basically, for a few times during the run, crank it up to 6.5 miles an hour for 30 seconds, and then push back to 4 miles an hour, or a little later when I'm starting to get tired, 3.5 miles an hour, and see if that did anything to my heart rate. And sure enough, for about a minute to a minute and a half after each micro sprint, I was up in 150, 155, and after that minute and a half, it was down to about 130. So I have to commend the Sotalol. It's doing a very good job at keeping my heart rate under control. Unfortunately, it is blocking me on this whole idea of trying to keep my metabolism going when I'm doing cardio. So I'm going to experiment with that for a few more days. What I may do is try to extend the micro sprint. So in other words, I start doing 30 seconds and then I stretch it out to maybe 3 times for 1 minute each, then 1.5 minutes, then 2. So, that way I'm still getting running, I'm still building endurance, but I'm doing it more short burst endurance as opposed to the longer endurance that I usually do during my first treadmill session. Dinner tonight, I made just a chicken salad, cooked up some chicken breasts, threw in lettuce, egg whites, scallions, tomatoes, some bacon bits and croutons for a little flavor, drizzled on some low-fat balsamic vinaigrette dressing. Nothing big there. So things are going here. I'm just kind of figuring out what I need to do to see. One of my big objectives is to try and get off the Sotalol. I had mentioned during the first day video that since I went on the pill in November '98, I have a new friend that I don't want. Let's just say by the name of Ed. ED, do the math. And I just want to get off that bloody pill. I am not a fan of big pharmaceuticals. I don't like the fact that I'm on maintenance medication. It feels like I'm basically on a biochemical leash, and that bothers me. That's always bothered me. One of the big reasons why I wanted to dodge diabetes, again, I did not want to be on a biochemical leash. Of course, I also didn't want to get perforated multiple times a day with a needle, but that's a different phobia and issue unto itself. So I'm trying to figure out how to get off the Sotalol while I'm on the Sotalol, and the Sotalol is blocking the metabolic mechanism that I need to engage to get off the Sotalol. So we'll see. I think this may be a knot that I'm going to have to spend a few more weeks tugging at and pulling to see if it's even possible. Other than that, things are a little tense here at the house. The straight kids have realized that the public areas are not a place for their shit. When I woke up this morning, I went downstairs. The female had put her shoes down next to the door with a big note that says "Stop" on it. So I grabbed the boots, I grabbed the notes, took the note into my room, wrote a very quick reply that the public areas were not a place for their private things, and they need to keep their shit in their room. Again, I kind of feel like I'm back in high school, but, this is the wide, wonderful world of living with two 24-year-olds who are just classic Generation Y. Me. I'm a special little snowflake. Everything about me is wonderful. Why are you telling me what to do? I'm so incredible. The whole world tells me so. This is the special little hell with which I have to endure. And I will. There are 4 months left on the lease. I can do that. So, well, yeah, that's about it going on here. Everything's well so far. Again, diet is going well. No major temptation issues. When I started this back in January, I had actually bought a bunch of frozen dinners, just kind of my oh shit button in case I didn't have time to cook something or prepare something. I would have something in the freezer I could yank out. Now that I'm in my rhythm, I'm probably going to start pulling I only bought like 10, so I'll probably pull out like 2 a day and just kind of burn through those to free up room in the freezer. If only because I'm enjoying cooking for myself. One of the liberating things of this experience has been the fact that I'm back in the kitchen. I haven't seriously cooked for myself since 1998. I've been basically living out of boxes that you pour water into a pan plus the contents of the box, or fast food or convenience food. So this whole idea of cooking is becoming very, very liberating for me. And if that means Weight Watchers, lean cuisine, and healthy choice don't get my 250 a meal, so be it. I'll take that bullet. So with that having been said, this is day 51. I have 49 days left to go on this, and I have my next official weigh-in coming in on Wednesday. So with that having been said, I'm going to check in here.